Hey up guys, Burnout Culture. How you all doing? Hope you're all doing okay. So, in a good mood because I've had a really good few weeks of good solid pickups and got some really good prices actually I think on most of this stuff. And one particular item I'm really chuffed about. Really chuffed about. In fact two. So it's that good. What it's been the last few weeks. I'm gonna split this video into two, so it's it's like a two-parter because there's just a couple of stuff I'm still waiting on arriving. I'll bunch them into the second vid, but this first vid that I've got here is pretty good. I'm happy about everything really, in terms of what I've paid, and the quality, the sort of condition of things that have turned up. So I'm really chuffed. So we'll kick it straight off with, I've really got really nostalgic again now and really back into collecting Specky. I know I've been doing this sort of emulation thing, but in a way it sparked me interest in collecting the actual physical cassettes again, and been watching over the past couple of days, Big Mike's collection on Specky. It's just amazing. I told him I could literally just watch Spectrum collection videos all day if I had the time, obviously if I had the time. But I'm gonna try and pick up a few good ones. I mean, just watching his videos, there's so many that you played back in the day, and you see them again and you think, oh yeah, gotta get that again. And a lot of them, they're almost like small little pieces of art, the artwork on some of them. It's just worth holding on to and preserving, and just keeping them in your collection, getting them back. It's just brilliant. It really is. Anyway, the first one I've got this week. So this is a Specky. It's a Durrell Big 4. There's only one game I've never played on here. So on it you've got Combat Links, Critical Mass, Turbo Esprit, and I actually got it for Saboteur. Now, I've over the years I've had Saboteur and Saboteur 2 a few times, a big box with the blue cassette, but I haven't actually got either at the moment. And this was literally 99 pence, and I thought, got to have it. Combat Links is really good, Critical Mass is good, but I haven't played Turbo Esprit, so I don't know too much about that, but Saboteur's a fantastic bloody game, it really is. So for 99p, you got the blue cassettes. Just that, it was a no-brainer, wasn't it? You just got to buy it. So I love this. I'll just say this very quickly as well. On the inlay, it says £100 reward if your copy of this game does not have the blue plastic cassette body with the word Durrell embossed on it. So if you could send it in, you get £100 reward. I don't know, just a sign of the times back then, wasn't it? About where piracy were just sort of creeping in and what have you. But yeah, that's brilliant. Next on to PS. Yeah, we'll do the PS2. 3 PS2 games here. A budget title which I've never heard of actually, until I saw this, and I just thought, for price, read a few reviews on it, and I thought, for price again, you might as well just get it, aren't you? And it's Roadkill. There's a bit of shine on that, I'm sorry if it's off the light. Complete, couple of quid. Brilliant, disc in super condition. Just had to have it. 18 certificate, so plenty of carnage going on there. So midway license on it, so it'll be good. I've looked at some footage on it. It looks really good. Right up my street is that. This second one, not a cheap game actually by Capcom. It's actually 30 quid game, this in good condition, but the reviewers of it, they absolutely slate it. It's supposed to be terrible, and it's glass rose. So I got this for a tenner, believe it or not, and the reason for that is, I don't know if you can see the back, it's had quite severe water damage at some point. The disc is fine. The disc is absolutely fine. In fact, it's really good, and the manual's fine. And the guy who sold me it didn't know where the damage had occurred, obviously to a prior owner. but it is quite significant. I don't think you can see it, but it's, you know, you can't sort of patch that up really. It'll just have to. But here for a tenner, wow, a third of the price. Good. I'm happy for that. I'm happy to pay that all day long. And the third game, quite a rare one in this form, and I've seen it a couple of times. Now I've seen it a couple of times come up in the normal PS2 box, but not in this steel book. And it's an Australian PAL title, V8 Supercars 3. So like I say, it's in the steel book. Paid about 15 quid for this. Only a couple on there. The only one I saw currently at the moment is in Australia, so to post it over. So it don't come up often at all in this country. So I'm really chuffed to get that. Really chuffed. It looks half decent. Not played it yet, but I'll certainly give it a go. So it's stuff like this where, you know, it's grab them when you see them. Because a lot of the time you just don't see them again. You're kicking yourself if you know, if they slip through the net, as it were. So yeah, really three PS2 games. I'm really happy with that. Next one, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mega Drive games, and a few more arriving in the post. But I'll show you these first. Absolutely devastated by the way that I couldn't make it to the Leeds Retro Game Fair. Unfortunately, it coincided with Alice's birthday, so that wasn't going to happen with it. But it looked really busy. It looked a little bit too packed this time, didn't it? I've been to it before, and it can get absolutely bloody manic. It sort of takes a bit of the taint off it, I think, sometimes. But certainly at the Leeds one. And I think the last Leeds one I went to at the Town Hall, I hadn't actually been to the Marriott one before, but the Town Hall one, that I think it were probably a year ago, actually last January, I think. That was just absolutely bloody manic. Too busy. And you're lucky you've got that many people turning up that are in the know, you know, spotting these games that they all, you know, everyone's wanting, and you're really lucky if you can pick up, you know, any sort of gems. But yeah, so I missed it. I probably would have gone along, but I'd have probably waited till late afternoon. But not to worry, I'm sure I'll get to some of the others this year. Right, so the first Mega Drive game, this is actually just turned up today actually. Bit of a slow postage on this one, but hey ho, it's turned up okay. Super Smash TV. Never played this before at Mega Drive, but I've played it plenty in the arcades. Cracking game. Paid a tenner for this. Got the hanging tab, all good. Manual okay. It's got a sticker on. What's it say? West End Video gloss up. So it's been a higher, you know, rental at some stage, but it's all good. It's all good. I've checked it. It works, so I'm happy with that for a tenner. That's not too bad, is it? So that's the first one. Second one, another game I never played before, but I watched some. I think it was Lord Carnage on YouTube reviewing it, and I liked what I saw of my type of game, and it's Fatal Labyrinth. Quite a cheap game. Again, only 10-12 quid. Note 2 flash. Got the poster again I've got for there. So manual and cartridge in fairly decent condition. Bit of a split on the back there, which I think he'd sort of let me know in the description anyway. So I wasn't too happy, but I'm not super anal about condition. With Mega Drive, they have to be complete on. 9 times out of 10 I want them complete, unless it's a really rare game that you're going to pay mega bucks for. If the budget titles, or not budget, no budget titles really, is with Mega Drive, but the cheaper end games, I'm happy to concede on the condition as long as it has got a manual with it. That's what I go by. Third game, quite well known game, but you know, by no means not one of the expensive games, and it's Mystic Defender. No hanging tab on this, but the actual box condition better. Manual cartridge, just, you know, not super good. Just, you know, generally averagely used games, but all good, all good. Next one. Love this game. I've played this many times over the years. Not a few guys have. Predator 2. This is in super condition. This hanging tab on. Yeah, a lot much better. If you see the manual, lovely, lovely condition box. Everything. Really happy with that. Not too sure what I paid for that. Probably about 15 quid maybe. I think could be getting confused with another one, but about 15 quid. Next one. Yeah. This, love this, played this in arcades and all, played this on various formats, but a real favourite of mine, nostalgia wise, and that's Alien Storm. This, although so yeah, so we've got the hanging tab, so it's a bit of a up and down, this one. Don't know if you can see on the picture, but the actual cover has had sunlight, it's got sun fade on it, unfortunately. So that was reflected in the price. I think this were on auction. We've got damage to the cover on the manual. Cartridge is absolutely fine. So it is well used, and it's obviously been in a window at some stage or near a window, so it's sunlight faded. But I believe that from them sort of, how can I put it, little negatives on the condition, it shaved about 10-15 quid off what you would be paying. Certainly tenner off, so I were happy with the price in the end up versus condition, if you know what I mean. So that were good. And the last one, another quite common game, Eternal Champions. Got to have it in your collection, haven't you? I've had this a couple of times as well. I know it's not the best, but I like it. You know, it's cartoony style, sort of 2D fighter. Brilliant. I love it anyway. Condition, sort of semi-average, but by no means poor. Just another good game to have on the shelf. Really sort of nostalgic sort of game for me. So that's them pickups in terms of Mega Drive, PS2 and what have you. Like I say, I've got plenty of specky games coming. I've got plenty more Mega Drive games coming. And obviously always looking for PS2 anyway. Tempted to maybe dip a toe into the Japanese PS2 as well now. The only issue that I've seen with that is, unless you're buying from Japan, the UK sellers, the prices are, the pretty penny sort of style. They're a little bit too much sometimes, which is always, it sort of put me off historically collecting. And it's such a minefield. I know Champion 2D robs heavily into the Jap stuff, and I don't know enough about this, that, and the other to spend a lot of money on certain titles. I know there's some fantastic ones, real fantastic ones that were never released on PAL, that I'd like to get hold of. I've ordered Alien Syndrome from Japan when that turns up on PS2, and I've been looking at some footage of that, and it looks alright. It looks half decent sort of game. That's all. I'll see how it goes. I potentially might start getting just a few at least anyway to begin with. So right, so on to the last pickup then that I saved the best till last. Really super chuffed with this. Just moving slightly away from consoles back to computer. I'm gonna just jump cut and take the camera off the mount because I'm gonna show you the box first. And then I'll show you the machine upstairs. I've already got the machine. It's like we said, it's like we was it yesterday when we were watching his vids, and he's got 2 and 3 copies of these games. And he's just a true collector when you're buying duplicates of what you've already got, just for condition wise. It's fantastic. But we do it, don't we? We do it. Can't help it. Anyway, right, I'll just jump cut there. So here we are. It's another Atari 1040 STE. Now, I can't emphasise enough how good a condition this is compared to the one I've got in the loft. I'll show you a colour comparison with the mouse when we go upstairs is the best way. But it's, for starters, it's got the sleeve on, which has got, albeit the sleeve is quite sort of dog-eared and tearing in and what have you. But just to have the sleeve anyway,
I've noticed some that are on eBay. If they've got the sleeve in really good condition, you're paying a lot of money. The girl I got this off, I believe she said it were a parent's computer, and she did me a sterling deal on it. Absolute lovely girl. It were initially up for, I think it was on auction, and it wasn't well described, and there was only one picture, and I had to do a super zoom, and in fact I asked the question. I said, is it the STE, and not the FM version? I definitely wanted the STE, and she says, yeah, it's the STE, and I said, oh, because obviously, as you know, I may not know, the Atari ST suffer from quite heavy yellowing, similar to the Super Nintendo, sometimes really, really bad. So obviously, it was quite important for me in terms of sealing the deal, or to get an accurate description about how yellow the actual machine was. I wasn't too bothered about the box. Like I've said before, the boxes aren't critical to me in collecting. It's nice. It's a nice bonus if they are in good condition, but it's not the be all and end all. It's not a deal sort of sealer for me. Is the box, but like I say, the sleeve's quite damaged, but if I can get it off without ripping it completely. But the bloody box, this box, wow, it's certainly the best Atari ST box I've ever owned. I'm not saying it's the best out there by any means, but for me, the box was brilliant. It's got the poly inners. It had the doesn't have the software, but I won't bother about it. It's only like I say, it's the educational pack, this one. But I won't bother about receiving the software. That I'm not bothered at all about that. But it's got the poly inners. It had the cardboard insert inside as well, that had the the leads and the mouse and etc in it. So that box is fantastic. Right, what I'll do now, just another quick jump cut. I'll shoot upstairs and do this. I'll show you the colour comparison as to how good this one is compared to the one I've got. So here she is in all her glory. So good. I think the lighting in this room probably don't give it justice. It's got an orange tinge. Believe me when I say that this is in, I won't say pristine condition, because it's not, but it's in super good condition for these STs. Now, if you look, anyone that's into them, you only need to look at the vast majority that are for sale, and they've all got heavy, medium to heavy yellowing. The only area where it's started, for whatever reason, you're probably not sure if it'll pick it up again, is on this very front edge here. Just beginnings of it there. I don't know if that'll increase or not, I don't know. But in terms of overall condition on this, I was blown away. It's certainly the best I've owned. Again, I know Amiga's probably, if I'm honest, back in the day I never owned an ST. It were Amiga, but we used to go around to my mate Rob's house with the other mate Alex, and he had the ST, and it was always, I always wanted one, and it wasn't until I'd got into adult years that I managed to acquire one. But over them years, since growing up, I must have owned 10 plus. I've owned 520. I've owned all iterations of the machine. 520 ST, FM, all of them. I've even owned a Mega ST at one stage. So, but this is the best condition I've had by far. Now I'll just give you an indication as to how good the colouring is, or lack of colouring, lack of sort of yellowing. So this mouse here, I'll drop my mouse down from the one that I currently own in the loft. I just hope it gives you an indication as to the difference in colour. So obviously that's how they come out of the factory, the grey, and this is what mine is, and the whole my other ST upstairs is just like that colour. So brilliant, really happy. Run a few games. I'm playing Dungeon Master. Few games coming in the post. It's just ignited it all for me again to have this in such fab condition. Really good stuff. I know she won't be watching this video, but if you ever do, thanks. I think she were from somewhere down Brighton, where actually it came from. Even postage, she even did a really good postage deal as well. If only all eBayers were that sort of friendly and kind and helpful towards the buyer, it'd be a much better sort of customer experience, wouldn't it? But unfortunately, it sometimes isn't. But yeah, so cool. Right, guys. So like I say, that's part A of the pickups, and I've got a part B coming. I'll probably do it midweek next week. Really chuffed. I've got another heavyweight pickup. In fact, there's a few. Should be some really good stuff to show in the part 2. So thank you for watching as usual. Please subscribe me if you like this sort of thing, or even like it, and please do leave comments, because I love reading them. I'll always try to reply to all of them. Don't get that many. Don't get that many comments, but I'll always try to reply to the ones that I do. I get some good advice off a lot of you guys and all, and you know, and I'm always happy to be put right on things I've got wrong. And that's what it's all about. It's all an education for me. I'm learning as I go along. It's just been part of this community. I know I'll only ever be a small channel, but just being part of it's just, you know, it's brilliant for me. I'm loving it, really loving it. But yeah, like I say, thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you soon.